I'm going to start our song right now.
Welcome back to Asinine Radio, a weekly podcast where we talk about music, and, well, that's pretty much it. So, let's go!
Hey. This is Asinine Radio. This is the weekly music podcast where every week we get into a different band, a different artist, and we listen to all of their records and we rank them from worst to best, and we give our biggest banger from each of them. If you didn't already know, we're getting into Bright Eyes, and we listened to 10 of their records, so we're going to get through all those. And before we do that, we're going to get into our 6 degrees of Tom DeLonge. That's where we connect the band of the week to our boy Tom DeLonge. So while you're listening, go to Apple Podcasts, go to Spotify, give us 5 stars and 5 stars only. Go to all the social media is at Asinine Radio. We have a phone number you can call, leave us a voicemail, send us a text. The phone number is 503-893-5307. And we have a Discord server. If you want to join that, let us know. We'll send you the link. And if you did not already know, my name is Tyler. And way out there, hundreds of miles away, is Jeff. So, Jeff, let's jump into this. Did you do anything for the 6 degrees of Tom DeLonge? Because I forgot.
No, I didn't do anything. I've been lagging on it, though.
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
I know. Well, okay, so let's move on. Let's move on to the rankings. Like I said,
Okay.
Bright Eyes have 10 records. So let's start, Jeff, with you and Bright Eyes' worst record. What do you got? Go.
All right, here's their only bad record. You ready for this? The only thing that they've done that I think is just absolute trash. What do you think it is?
The Christmas album.
Oh, yeah. This is fucking terrible. This is so bad. Dude, it's a Christmas album, and it sucks. I didn't even finish it. The second to last song, it was just like, wow, you've got to be kidding me. This is just, I didn't want to talk about that much. I've never liked this album. I think it's fucking terrible. Didn't like it even more this week. I can't even believe that this is Bright Eyes. I really can't. This is bad. Very bad.
Okay, that's fine. So you have no banger. That's cool.
No.
All right, so I think some of these we're going to get through pretty quick because they have 10 fucking records. And a lot of them are the same. But, yeah, so my number 10 is their is their first record.
How the fuck is it not the Christmas album?
Collection of songs written and recorded in 1995 to 1997. Came out in 1998. This one is it's just a mess of a record, and it makes sense. It's just essentially home demos that Connor made. It's very raw sounding, a lot of drum machines. I mean, it's cool to hear demos, but to put it as like an actual record is just silly boy talk, you know? I don't know. I got really nothing positive to say about this one. I was bored, and I thought, oh my God, dude, I have an hour of this fucking record.
Wow.
All their records are fucking long, you know, at least 45 minutes long.
Okay.
So that's my number 10, collection of songs. So what do you got for number 9?
Okay. Down in the Weeds, Where the World Once Was. His last album.
Okay.
2020. I will say that I agree. A lot of these albums are fucking so long, and there's not always a lot of substance to them. There's a lot of the same. And this one, I may have just I've listened to this one today. And I may have just fallen victim to like
Burnout.
Yeah. But I don't think so, because it starts off solid, and I thought like, okay, this will keep my attention longer. But as it went on, I just found myself wandering, just thinking about other things. Like, oh, I need to go to the fucking grocery store. We need bread. Like, that's not a good album. A good album shouldn't make you want to, like, go over your grocery store list. And it's not a bad album. It's a solid listen. I enjoyed it. I would never go back to this. I don't have any stinkers, but nothing on here is anything close to a banger.
Okay, that's fair. That's very, very fair. All right, so my number 9 is Christmas album. There we go. Finally.
I can't even believe. How do you would honestly like, you would rather listen to this than his first.
Yes, because I enjoy Christmas songs. I know that you don't, unless it's sung by the Chipmunks. So I do enjoy Christmas songs, and what I kind of liked was the how the girl, I forgot what the girl's name is, but but she sang on a lot of the songs. She sang on all of White Christmas, which is a good song, and it was nice not hearing Connor do that song. But yeah, this is my number 9. I don't really care. Silly.
Okay.
So what do you got for number 8? Go.
A collection of songs written and recorded 1995 to 1997, released
Fine.
1998. Yeah, this
You
album,
fucking asshole.
this album is what it states. It's a collection of songs Connor had banked from his teen years, and kind of working on during side downtime of other bands, and he was going to release this on his own. And this initially was going to be like a dashboard confessional, Chris Krabba type of thing, singer-songwriter, and that's what this kind of like started. This is where it starts here. The problem with this is that sometimes it's just a little too teen angsty. I think there was a deliberate attempt at times for him to sound like Lou Reed, because I get a lot of Lou Reed in him, then just on this one album, and he sings like him. But like other times, he's just being insanely whiny and bitter, and it's fucking annoying. His unique voice and his style is present here, but it's buried in like just poor execution, obnoxious teen angst. These songs are demos. Some of them are great with like great melodies that could go somewhere if they had done it better than this. But really, this is just fodder for the true Yeds. But that first song is dope, dude. It's just an instrumental with like the heavy saw synth kind of bagpipey sound.
Yeah,
that's a fucking killer song.
Oh.
But overall, this record is just like, it's for the true Yeds, honestly.
So you would not get this on vinyl?
No, I only get one on vinyl.
Really? Okay. Spoilers.
I don't have it.
Okay. All right. So my number 8 is "Letting Off the Happiness," their second record from 1998. This one it's very whiny, very very whiny. The songs I couldn't really remember them from song to song. Just nothing stands out. It wasn't bad. Like I wasn't upset about it. I didn't want to turn it off necessarily, but I really remember literally nothing from this record at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of boring. I mean, but that's a lot of fucking Bright Eyes, man.
Yeah.
Some of the songs are fucking way too long, and like just a lot of long intros and shit like that. It's annoying sometimes. But anyway, yeah, that's my number 8 is "Letting Off the Happiness."
Okay.
So what do you got for 7?
Letting Off the Happiness, baby. Second album, 98. This one, I like how this one does build on his first album. The structures are vastly better. His vocals are way more polished. But really, like, the only thing that is better than this one than the first one is just, like, the production. It's the same fucking album. He's still whiny. He's still obnoxious. He's still just disconnected. And I maybe, like, at a time, I was more interested in Bright Eyes, because this week I've definitely fallen off with Bright Eyes a lot, but maybe this is a time and a place. This is not age well. I just find it annoying. I find it obnoxious teen angst that I don't want to deal with. Because like when you have a teenage kid at home, like why the fuck do I want to listen to another whiny little shit screaming about the same things? That's annoying. But the song "The City Has Sex," that's a fucking banger of a song. That's a fantastic song. It's a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more crazy, a little more rambunctious, short, but it's a good song.
Yeah, see, I don't remember that song at all.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's all right.
All right, so my number 7 is "Down on the Weeds, Where the World Once Was." That is the title. This is their 10th record, newest record from 2020. I got no banger on this one. I thought this was just kind of a boring record, a lot of ballad kind of stuff. I don't think it was Burnout, because I did enjoy the record prior. I did listen to this one today as well. I listened to 4 Bright Eyes records today, by the way. But yeah, dude, I think the production on this is just very of its time, like modern production, where everything is just kind of this wall of sound kind of thing. It's just not, there's not a ton of dynamic, and yeah, dude, it's just whiny stuff with ballads, and I didn't really care too much for this record.
Okay.
So Down in the Weeds. It's my number 7. What do you got for 6?
The People's Key, the 9th album before Down in the Weeds, 2011. This is the only Bright Eyes album that I've never heard before, and I actually enjoyed this one. I liked it. It was a cool progression to this type of indie music. This is very, very Animal Collective sounding, just without the screaming and growling and shit. It's very melodic, slightly sad, but overall, like the music is optimistic, upbeat. It's a cool like Bright Eyes doing, 2010 era indie music. And I like it, keeping the genre alive a little bit. Yeah. I don't have a banger because I don't think like anything on here was mind blowing, but I do think the album overall was good, solid, was good.
All right. My number 6 is Fevers and Mirrors, third record from 2000. This one it's more of a full band rather than just Connor whining by himself. Everything is really in sync here. They're all really kind of playing with each other. It sounds very smooth and it sounds like a real band, which is nice. There's some pretty emotional and intense songs where it's not just him whining, like he's putting some anger into his voice. He's not yelling, but he just sounds more pissed. It's a much darker tone, and from what I was reading, they recorded this record, or Connor recorded this record in his parents' basement on an 8-track tape, which I thought was kind of cool. Yeah. But yeah, and then there was like that weird ass fake interview at the end. That was
so good.
There was their friend Todd Fink from The Faint, who was impersonating Connor in this fake interview, and it was funny because it was just like just showing how just over the top Connor is sometimes, like with the way he speaks and the shit he says. So I enjoyed that part. They kind of made fun of themselves, or he made fun of himself there. But my banger is The Calendar Hung Itself. That's actually a pretty intense song, almost playlistable. That's a solid song. But yeah, Fevers and Mirrors is my number 6. So what do you got for number 5?
Cassadaga. His 8th album, 2007. Not a bad record. My favorite part of this one was the music. Everything was just very like minor key, very, very like "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou" sounding. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like that. Yeah. Which is a fucking killer soundtrack too. One of the greatest soundtracks I would say of all time. Oof. Probably top 20 for sure, without thinking too much about it. Maybe even top 15 or 10. I don't know. Great soundtrack. It's a great Western album with a ton of feel to it. These songs flow nicely. They match the tone well. I thought this was a really, really well put together album musically. Like lyrically and the way he sang, it lost me a little bit just because it's nothing that I haven't heard before. It's nothing that isn't like reinventing what he's already done. And we'll kind of like talk about it during I'm Wide Awake It's Morning. So I think just because of that, it's just rehashing old material, and it's just too close. This is 2 years after I'm Wide Awake It's Morning. It's too soon to be doing another I'm Wide Awake It's Morning sounding album.
All right. So then my number 5 is Lifted, their 4th record from 2002. This one is just a little bit of a step up from Fevers and Mirrors. It's just they've absolutely nailed it as a full band. It's more full sounding. And this is when they start to experiment with more layering, with different instruments, with more instruments. So you're slowly seeing this band evolve, and it's really cool. It's really neat to hear. There's still has a lot of emotion, a lot of angst and rawness. But this is a good record. I don't really have a banger off of it, but it's good stuff. Good record.
There's some bangers on that one though.
I think Mike said his favorite song was off this record. That's cool, I guess.
Do you know, what song was it? Did he say?
What, Clementines and Oranges? What is that song called?
Oh, Bowl of Oranges. My favorite song on this one too. Oh my God, Bowl of Oranges is so fucking good. So fucking good.
So friggin' good. Yeah,
so fucking good. Okay.
So Lifted is my number 5. What do you got for number 4?
Number 4, Fevers and Mirrors, third album.
Fevers and Mirrors.
The year 2000. This is an album that I really, really enjoy, and it would be like my number 2, but it's scattered. I love the radio show stuff. I think that's fucking fantastic. It's great. It bleeds into the next song. It serves a purpose. It's really cool. I like that it's so deep in the album. I love a few songs outside of that, but I think it's just too long. It's too long overall for me to really get into. I did this week, but I don't think I would see myself sitting down and listening to a full Fevers and Mirrors again ever. I would just pick songs that I like here and there. But like there's some really cool electronic instrumentals on here that are really fucking fun. That like throw back to him doing like the demo tapes. And he's just kind of like, I don't know, perfected that craft a little bit, but also still doesn't give a shit. And it's really good. I like it. A Song to Pass the Time, that's a banger. That's my favorite song from this album. That's an absolute killer song. You probably don't remember it. That's fine.
I don't remember that song now.
Yeah. What's the goodie?
It's been a lot of fucking Bright Eyes. It's been a blur, honestly. All right, so that is your number 4, Fevers and Mirrors, right?
Yeah.
All right. So my number 4 is The People's Key, 9th record, 2011. I was surprised by this one. I never really heard any Bright Eyes outside of 2 records, but I do remember this album coming out. I remember seeing this album a lot on. It's back when I used to download music illegally a lot, and I remember seeing this record float around for a long time before it actually came out. It leaked a long time before it came out, and this is a good listen. I did enjoy most of this record. It's a heavier record. There's a lot of different genres that they kind of dabble in on this, from country to metal a little bit, to their angsty stuff. It's kind of all over the place, and it's pretty good. So my banger off this one is Jejun Stars. Is that how you pronounce it?
What?
Well, is that how it's pronounced?
I don't know.
I don't know
how to fucking pronounce that.
Normally, when you go "wolt," that means you're about to correct me or something.
I just heard you like hurting. I just heard you hurting yourself over there, so I threw that in there.
But this song is the only song that I remember of theirs that has any sort of double bass. This starts out with a fucking heavy double bass part, and then they throw it in a couple more times throughout the song. It's like, what the fuck? Where did this come from? Like, what? Why did they think this is appropriate? So this song is bizarre, one, because of that, and then it just drops into like a Phantom Planet style song. Like, it has that kind of like,
ooh, baby,
that kind of pop rock kind of thing that Phantom Planet does so well. It's like they were inspired. It's like they listened to The Guest and they're like, oh, this is a really good song, or one of these songs are really good. Let's write a song based off of that record, and that's what this song is.
Just as spoilers, is this the last time you'll mention Phantom Planet or no?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, because it's not my last time.
Okay. Well,
that wasn't my first time either, but I will mention them again. They will come up later.
All right. So The People's Key is my number 4. So what do you got for number 3?
Digital Ash in a Digital Urn. This came out same day. Same day as I'm Wide Awake, It's Morning. This was like the companion piece. This is just a massive, like, loose concept. You got like an Americana album versus a more rock-based thing. It's a cool concept. I like what he did. Not many bands do this, which I think just in itself, what he did alone was just fucking cool, man. That's ballsy. That's like taking pride in your work, and on a level that you just don't see nowadays. You never really see ever, actually. But there's some serious bangers in this one. It's a good blend, like I said, of the alt-rock Bright Eyes with the more somber acoustic-driven Bright Eyes.
Yeah.
And like overall, I wouldn't buy it on the vinyls because there's a lot of filler songs here. But
really? Okay.
this album and I'm Wide Awake, It's Morning, obviously, are the ones that I sing the most. And with like friend of the pod Mike, the 2 songs, even today, like in our group chat, we were doing a song from we're making fun of you doing a song on Digital Ash and Digital Urn. But yeah, dude, like Down a Rabbit Hole, Hit the Switch, Devils in the Details. These are all absolute fucking bangers, like absolute bangers that stand to like the bangers of I'm Wide Awake, It's Morning. But overall, this album's almost an hour long, and half the songs are fucking filler. Like the biggest single, Take It Easy, I don't think it's that great of a song. I don't like it.
Yeah, it's a good song though.
I just don't like it. I don't like it. People love it. I don't like it. Don't care. So that's why it's my number 3. Digital Ash, Digital Urn. I like what he tried to do. I like what he did. I just like the album.
All right, that's fine, I guess, but not really.
Yeah.
All right, so my number 3 is Casa Bonita. Their 8th record from 2007. This one is, I think, outside of Digital Ash, I think this is their most unique sounding record. This has a little bit of everything. It has, the synths. It has violins. It has the lap steel guitar. It fucking mandolin. It has fucking so many things, and they utilize them all really well. And there are a lot of songs on here that made me feel like I was playing like Skyrim or Witcher or something like that. Like it just has that kind of, I don't want to say Renaissance fair thing, but like a very like soundtrack to those games. And it's bizarre that they wrote an album like this. It's a very unique thing. And my favorite, my banger off this one is No One Would Riot for Less. It's a slower song, but it builds real nice. It's great synths. And just the way, like I said, the way it fucking builds and everything just kind of piles on top of one another. And the way, I forgot who the girl is who sings on this, but she harmonizes with Connor so well on this song. I don't know, man. And there's even like a country song on here. Like it's a lot of lap steel guitar on this record, and I forgot what song it is now, but yeah, there's some really cool songs on this record. So Casadega is my number 3. So what do you got for number 2?
Lifted, or The Story Is in the Soil. Keep your ear to the ground.
That is a stupid title. But
That's a fucking title. I'll tell you that much right now. We know nothing about it.
Oh, okay.
That's it's his 4th album. I'm gonna do this all the time because it's not just me, but like the masses associate Bright Eyes with Connor, and so it's just like when I say Bright Eyes, I will say things like he did this.
He wrote it all.
Yeah, he wrote it all. But like when we get into I'm Wide Awake It's Morning, there are other people there that made what he did better by just being there, by adding things to it. But I will constantly say he was doing this. Whatever. Lifted, The Story Is 4th album, 2002, banger of an album, absolutely fucking great, dude. This isn't as like diverse or eclectic as obviously I'm Wide Awake It's Morning, but it's a good collection of like acoustic songs and like emo kid songs, which is fine. I like it. The melodies are strong. Connor's vocals are his now. Right, he can storytell and he can still sing to back it up. He's now like connected the demo tapes to what will become I'm Wide Awake It's Morning. He has now done all of these things that are now the iconic, what we know as Bright Eye sound. And that was interesting thing that friend of the pod Mike had said, that the first couple albums are tough to get through, but once you get to Lifted, everything from then on out is smooth as butter. And it kind of is.
Yeah,
it really kind of is, because he found his voice. He found his voice, not like a literal thing. He found his voice in songwriting. He found his voice, how to mix it with his guitar playing. Everything is blending together very, very well, much like you were cooking something. Like everything is now coming together in a way that makes sense to him, to us, and it's presentable in a way that's very catchy. That's very, very good.
Yeah.
And Lifted is the only album, obviously aside from the main album, that I would buy in the vinyls. If I saw it used somewhere, I'd probably pick it up because I do think it's really, really good. And Bowl of Oranges, man, Bowl of Oranges is such a fucking banger of a song. That's a top 5 Bright Eye song.
It's a good
song.
song.
That is a top 5 Bright Eye song, maybe top 3 Bright Eye song. Just, it's a fucking killer song. That's my favorite one too.
You're saying a lot of words, that's for sure. It's a good record, but and I do agree with Mike too. It is the turning point for him, for the band, whatever. Because they really found his footing and really found his stride and took off from there. So it's good. It's fine.
Yeah.
So my number 1 and 2, honestly, they could be interchangeable.
I hate that you say that. I hate that you say that.
I mean,
if they can be interchangeable, then don't be annoying and just say Digital Ash is your number 2. That way I don't fucking fly off the handle already before you even start the main fucking episode.
You know what? My number 2 is I'm Wide Awake It's Morning.
You're the worst human being of all fucking time. Think of like the worst humans that have ever existed on Earth. You're fucking worse than all of them. I'm not even going into their names, but we all know who they are. You're fucking worse. You are worse than they are. were. Some of them are still alive, probably.
Oh shit! All right, so yeah, my your number one is obviously I'm Wide Awake. My number one is Digital Ash and a Digital Urn.
Dumb.
So yeah, you explained this one. It's double record essentially, which I had no idea until this week until I listened to all their stuff. I had no idea it was a double album. But yeah, I think this is one of their most unique sounding records. There's a lot more electronic stuff. I mean, I kind of agree with the rock stuff. It is a little bit more rock heavy, but I don't know. It still has a lot of the angst, but I like the not the digital part because it's the name of the stupid fucking record. But I like the
Digimon.
Yeah, the Digimon in the record. But I really liked how they kind of took a deeper dive into electronic stuff, and his voice, honestly, his voice sounds really, really good with an electronic beat, much like Ben Gibbard. I think he sounds better with Postal Service than he ever did than he ever does with Death Cab. He just has one of those good voices.
That's what we say until we hear until we hear Ben Gibbard do like an acoustic. Dude, what is happening?
Dude, you are just you are fucking insane tonight.
Until we hear Ben Gibbard do a acoustic version of "I Will Follow You Into the Dark." Like if you watch him do that like acoustically,
oh yeah, it's fucking great.
Holy cow! Like that, the acoustic version of "I Will Follow You Into the Dark" is Death Cab's best song.
I mean,
it perfectly encapsulates everything that Ben wants to do musically with Death Cab. It's beautiful. It's perfect.
But the studio version is an acoustic song.
But it's dubbed. It's nuanced. It's not him kind of like fucking it up, slowing it down, speeding it up, depending on the night.
Okay, in that sense, okay, I understand. Oh man, but all the Postal Service stuff is way better than
stupid that you fucking think. Digital Ash
and
I'm Wide Awake. I'm gonna fucking blow your butthole through your mind because you're fucking so stupid.
My banger off of this one is Arc of Time, and this is my favorite Bright Eyes song.
That's okay. Well, that's wrong.
It's
that it
true.
Should be your favorite Bright Eyes song, but
it is my favorite Bright Eyes
song. Good ass song.
It's a fucking amazing song. So Arc of Time, I think it's one of the most unique sounding songs, but like easily their most unique sounding song. Oh man, dude, that's it's beyond. It's so fucking catchy. It's a fantastic song. Great record too. But yeah, anyway, that's my number one. So I guess we're done with this episode. We're done ranking everything, and let's get into the main record. So
apparently,
so thank you all for listening. Give us 5 stars. Listen to the main episode. That's it. That's all. Ben Gibbard.